Okay, says I'm live, so I must be. Just if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and scrub forward. We're just waiting for some audience members to come in, and then we'll get busy drawing and painting and doing whatever else we want. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it a lot. Robert just brought me iced coffee, which makes him #1. He's always #1, but today he's special #1. That's delicious. Thank you, honey. All right. We'll just give it a few minutes. People are coming in slowly but surely. So we'll just give them a sec. Hi, Gail. Hi, Ann. Hi, Nancy. People are coming in now, so just gonna switch over my phone to YouTube so I can watch a chat on that, because I think I like the chat on that better. So hope you guys are doing okay. The chat on this thing is so slow, you guys. It's just painfully slow. So hi, Tambit. Hi, Elaine. How are you? I don't think I saw your answer this morning at Dee Dee's. Hi, Tracy. So just getting chat on my phone. You'd think it would come up and say, hey, you're live, but it doesn't. It doesn't even come up. Maybe I've never subscribed on my phone or something. I don't know. Hey, Dorothy. Hi, Gina. Kat. Anybody I miss? When this chat starts moving, man, it moves. So there we go. Make sure the sound is down. Come on, come on. I'm having a hard time with this. So I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm doing good. No headache today, thank goodness. Oh my gosh. Last Monday, I felt like crapola. I'm not kidding. Okay, you guys, while we're just sitting here kind of waiting for people to come in, tell me, is your picture good? It looks good on, it says I'm out of focus. All right, let me pull up the camera and see what we got going on here. Did that help? This crazy damn thing drives me crazy. That's okay, Gail. Go do what you got to do. I think I got everybody. We'll see. Doing okay. Virus is making my house like a junkyard. Stuff everywhere because I don't care. I kind of get that. Nancy's saying it looks good, sounds good. Thank you, thank you. No, not sure. Hi, Jilly. Hi, Ann, Tracy. Nancy's saying looks good. Okay, one thing on YouTube, make sure in your own settings that you're at 720. I don't have 1080. I've not done the professional. Okay, I'm making it out of focus on purpose, so autofocus will work better, I'm hoping. Okay, that worked. That helped on my screen, so I hope it helped on yours. I don't know why Kat's message was okay. You guys have checked. Me too. 720. Okay. Well, My Wi-Fi's off. I'm hardwired. I might just need a new camera. I don't know. I really don't know. If I knew, I'd fix it. Now, when I went full screen, it came in real clear. So I don't know what the heck that is about either. So frustrating. Anyway, and I don't think I have any mods here yet. So yeah, hopefully we won't have any trouble. Won't need a mod. Dee Dee's internet went out, so she may or may not make it. Hi, Lena. I'm not going to worry about it, Ann. I mean, I've done everything I can do, so it is what it is. Hey, Julie. Hi, Jeanette. It's a little better now? Okay. You go make dinner, Lena. It's so weird to think that you're at dinner time. Okay, Julie's here, so we're good. She'll kick your butts without even thinking about it, so I'm good. Thanks, Joe. Hi, by the way. So I thought today we're going to do some really simple floral drawings. I'm not sure where to put this phone so I can see it good. Oops, that didn't work out so good. I got this Paul Rubin journal back in June, I think it was. It was around Amy's birthday, so it had to be around June. Anyway, I have not even used it, you guys. I've looked at it, I've petted it, but I have not used it yet. So I thought, okay, today I'm going to draw in this crazy little thing. And its orientation, you know, at least the cover is like this. And I thought, well, that might be fun to do it different. But then the ribbon is over here. So I don't know. So I thought we would do that. But before I draw, I wanted to show you guys some things. I had this last week, and I'm mad at myself that I didn't show it. And you might have seen it at other streams. But Teresa Peterman, who normally doesn't come to my show, she always watches the recording later. But she sends out cards every month, which you guys are aware of. And last month, she sent out this card. And this is a photograph of a quilt that she made inspired by her granddaughter. And it's just so beautiful. Teresa's having a lot of trouble right now with her hands, shoulders. She's just got some issues. So if y'all want to include her in your prayers, it sure would be nice. I just believe in the power of prayer, and so yeah. But this quilt is gorgeous, and it's just my colors. Look at it. It's navy blue, greens, browns, real natural colors. That's like my whole house. This color right here is my whole house. So Teresa, the letter, everything was gorgeous. I appreciate it so much. You have no idea. It is beautiful, right? So yeah, the letter itself is all about the quilt, and she has shown some of her other quilts on, I think, Twitter and different places. She has some absolutely gorgeous quilts. And of course, she moved over to paper crafting when she couldn't do the quilting anymore. So now we're all the benefactors of that. So Teresa, as always, thank you so much. And then my goofball friend Dee Dee, every month sends out some of her artwork. And this month she sent out this crazy chicken, which I absolutely love. I love this crazy chicken. Dee Dee's so dang talented. I swear to God, she can just make everything look like, bam, you could just do that. And the truth is, we all can. I mean, that's the thing, right? She sewed it from the back side. That's right, Elaine, she did. She did sew it from the back side, which is amazing and almost impossible. Yeah. And I'm not even a quilter. Elaine is a quilter, or used to be a quilter. I don't think she is anymore, but I'm sure she still hoards all this stuff. So Dee Dee sent me this, and then a big one of the peace sloth, which this one I keep all Dee Dee's art on a wall in one of the kids' rooms. And this one, I love it so much. I think I might just frame this one because I love it so, so much. So Dee Dee, your artwork is amazing. You're an amazing person, an amazing friend, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you. So I was so lucky when I got that. And then the other thing is, you all know from probably being at Dee Dee's, and if you're a journaler at all and have searched YouTube for journaling and journals and stuff like that, you've probably come across Miss Vicky B. Miss Vicky B is, I think Dee Dee calls her the journal queen, and she is the journal queen. The thing I love about Miss Vicky is she puts her love of her hobby, which is journals and journaling, just out there. And I've loved her since the first time I watched her. And I've been watching her since her first child was an infant. So it's been a long, long time. But I think I've left comments for Vicky here and there, you know, because she has always inspired me. And but we kind of started yakking more over at Dee Dee's. And she said she wanted some M-gram paint, so I set her up a set of M-grams from the tubes that I had, and she just did this. She didn't have to. No, you brought me iced coffee. But she sent me this most gorgeous journal, and it's like a traveler's notebook. And the guy who makes it, the company is called Naked Cow. And when she first showed these, and her YouTube channel was the first place I ever saw a Naked Cow. And immediately I saw it, I wanted it. But like everything else, I thought, oh, I have so much, I don't need any more. Oh, good, Dee Dee. I just showed your chicken and the peace sloth, and I said thank you. But anyway, I always wanted a Naked Cow, and I talked myself out of it 1,000 times, literally 1,000 times. And then the other day, over a week ago, because I was going to show it last Monday, this arrived in the mail. And it was from Miss Vicky B as a thank you for setting her up a palette of M-grams. And it's honestly, you guys, I can't even begin to describe the feel, the smell, everything about it is just so amazing. Poor cow. Well, I don't know. You can feel poor cow, but cows are good leather. I mean, we all have our own feelings about it, but I love my Naked Cow. And Dee Dee had gotten one before, but look at this. I mean, the way it's made, everything about it is just so amazing. It's just, it feels good, it smells good, it's just delicious. And I just put these inserts in there to show you guys. I'm actually going to make some really nice inserts out of all my favorite papers for this, because this is probably, before now, my favorite journal was probably my Chic Sparrow. But now the Chic Sparrow has some serious composition. Right, Lena? It is. It's an amazing traveler's notebook. It just, oh, I can't even begin to describe how amazing and awesome this is. It will actually go with me everywhere I go now. Fresh leather smell. No lie, Dee. No lie. It is awesome. So, Miss Vicky, if you watch this, your generosity absolutely astounds me that you would be willing to give this away. Because the guy who makes these Naked Cows, apparently from everything Miss Vicky can find out, has passed away. So the Naked Cow products I believe are no longer available. You could maybe go to the website and see, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to get a naked cow. So it's special in a million ways. I haven't named it yet. Like the cover, my Chic Sparrow is the cover for the Beast. So it just became the Beast. This one I haven't named yet, but I'm sure I'll come upon a name because I like to name my stuff. Like I have Stinky Journal, I have the Beast. I name my stuff. So, but this one doesn't have a name yet. I might just have to call it the cow. This one might be just the cow. I don't know. I don't know. That's a weird thing about me. And I think that was all I had to show. And so the journal I'm going to work in today is Paul Rubin. I love all of his products. And I think one of the reasons I love his products so much is I've never found anything that I don't think is top-notch quality. But, hi, Carla. But the packaging on Paul Rubin products is just amazing. They go like so far beyond for art supply packaging. They just blow everybody else out of the water. I'm not kidding you. Their packaging is so fabulous. So this is what came on it. It was a band that was on it. Now that I'm going to work in it, this can go in the trash. In this little journal, there's 20 sheets, 300 GSM. And it is supposed to be watercolor. It says watercolor. So I'm assuming it's watercolor paper. It better be. But I'll tell you whether or not it's good watercolor paper after we get going. And then the other thing I forgot to get out. Oh, before I actually start drawing, I'm going to show you guys some books. Because Dee Dee said I should enable you. And if Dee Dee says it, I'm going to do it. But I was thinking about sketching actually with my graph tints, if I can find them. There they are. Graph tints are water soluble. So my sketch ideally is going to disappear into the background. This is the book I will be working out of, Floral by Hand. I bought it at Hobby Lobby. I've not drawn one thing out of it. And that's I rearranged and reorganized. I call it the kids' room, but it's where I keep a lot of my supplies. Thanks, Carla. But I bought this. I've not used one thing out of it, but I was reorganizing all my stuff in the kids' room, and I came across this and a few other things that I bought and I've just not used. And so when I came across this, it was like, okay, Monday, you are going to draw out of this book. So if you guys want to draw along, get a pencil and some paper. And the nice thing about this book is it's got step outs. So literally, I think anybody can do this, right? Bye, Gail. This was probably an impulse purchase because I had a 40% coupon that I had to use. If you go into Walmart or Hobby Lobby and you have a 40% coupon, I'm pretty sure there's a law that says you must use it because I always feel like I have to. Hi, Sherry Ann. And I don't think I'm the only one. I think in chat, I will find that the rest of you are the exact same way. Just saying. So I haven't picked out anything that we're going to draw yet, but this is the book we'll be working out of. And so part of the thing I was looking at when I was going through this book was they provide you some practice sheets that have graph paper. And I know Dee Dee's talked about it, and Kathy Arbor, and I've talked about it tons and tons of times, is for those of you who say, I can't draw, you can draw. And one of the tools you can use, because I don't think all of us have the ability to just look at something and sit down and draw it. Carla said, you're right, you must buy something. Exactly. But if you break it down into small sections, on graph paper and just draw what's in that box, you can literally draw anything, you guys, anything at all. And I'm a firm believer in that. You can draw portraits that look like what you want it to look like. There's literally nothing you couldn't draw if you break it down into a graph. I am certain of it. And I think if you start with a small graph, it's a little confusing at first, but then work up to a bigger graph. Every time you pick up a pencil and draw something, you get better. And so as time goes on, you can use a bigger graph. You know, I have all these that I've made. Let me see if I have something here. Let's use Dee Dee's chicken. Okay. So I can put this over the chicken and draw everything that's in each one of these little boxes. I could make this chicken look exactly like Dee Dee's chicken. Everything in its right place, all proportional. You'll get your money's worth out of Hobby Lobby, whether they like it or not. I hear you, Scarlett. We're all so much the same, it's not even funny. Hi, Scarlett, by the way. Hi, Janice. You haven't been to a Hobby Lobby? Ain't going either. Oh, how could you? If it's nearby, how could you not go to a Hobby Lobby? So I have several of these graphs in all different sizes. Start with whatever size you're comfortable with, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. More complicated drawings are going to need a smaller square. So this one I probably could get away with the 1/2 inch squares. But make yourself some of these. Just use a sheet protector. And you can slide whatever you want down in there. Draw a graph on your piece of paper and just transfer what you're seeing onto the graph. And you can literally draw anything. And it will help your drawing skills, I promise you. Use whatever tools you have available. That's why I say, like, use circle templates. Use whatever tools you have available. Tracing is not against the rules. Trace if you need to, if you want to. So this book, I think I actually bought this for one of the kids or something. I don't know, but I've had it for years and years and years. I don't usually ever draw in my books. Even if they give you space, I don't. But I would sit down and draw that just for practice. Here's some hands. So yeah, if you want to improve your drawing skills, do this. I might do Abraham Lincoln. That looks fun, actually. So yeah, I mean, you can draw some pretty complicated things. This page I definitely want to draw. Hi, Sharon. So before we get started, let me show you a few other cool books, because you probably, Dee Dee didn't enable you at all this morning. So I thought I would, because she told me to. And I got out a bunch of how to draw florals. Or some of them are just inspirational. One of my favorite books is, I'm going to have to move the camera out a little bit. Yeah, that is an awesome book that has the graphs already drawn for you, but just do it yourself. I mean, just get a sheet protector and do it yourself. Let me move the camera out so you guys can see the whole thing. And I'm just going to flip through this so you can see the kind of stuff you can get for inspiration. And if you wanted, I mean, I don't remember what I paid for this book. I probably had it forever and ever. But if you find it at a thrift store or something, cut it up. So I'll just flip through it real quick, show you the amazing art. And this is Botany for the Artist. Now, who wouldn't want to do that? Hello, glare. Oh, I can't spill my iced coffee. That would be terrible. But that is gorgeous. I probably would never cut this book up, but look at that amazing watermelon skin. And I'm not sure. Most of these are probably done with colored pencil, I would say. But we'll try and guess as we go along. Look at Indian corn. But every time you sit down and attempt to draw something, you're going to improve. I promise you. There's some crazy plants out there, right? Look at that texture. I'm trying to keep this up a little bit to keep the glare off for you guys. That's a spear lily. Now, Kathy Arbor probably has most of these growing in her actual yard that she goes out and picks and smushes through her embossing machine. Here he's talking about the different arrangements of flowers. I should read that. That would be interesting. Look at that. Wouldn't that be a beautiful painting with that black background and the purples and the blues and the greens? And I think one thing that makes this so stark and so amazing is the way they've added the white on the edge. But that is gorgeous. I wish they gave credit, but that is amazing. Amazing. Who wouldn't want to do that? All right, hang on. I think my chat has frozen. Hey, CB. Let me see. Okay, yeah, chat just now caught up. CB just came in. Look at that. That's so pretty. See, so if I pick up a book, you guys, there's never a time, not one time, that I'm not inspired by something in there, whether it's a photograph, a drawing, a painting somebody else did. I think you can find inspiration anywhere. I love this type of art too, where it shows you all the different elements of the plant. And I actually have some of that hanging on my walls. Yeah, the colors in this book, whoever put this book together did an amazingly beautiful job. And whatever I paid for it, it's absolutely worth it. Like I even like this one with the cream colored paper and the brown plants. That to me is amazing. I really love it. Somebody's messaging me. Probably Lane saying, Pelican. Look at that. That's there. It's just amazing. The monochromatic of this one, red on the cream colored paper. That to me is amazing. The detail in that is just mind-boggling. So yeah, everywhere you look, you can find inspiration. I like that one with the bird. That looks oriental to me. All right, this bird and flower, late 16th, early 17th century, hanging scroll painting, British Museum, London, United Kingdom. So yeah, anyway, this book, Botany for the Artist, an inspirational guide to drawing plants, Sarah Simblett. And I have to say, it is full of nothing but inspiration. You came in at the wrong time. You did, Kathy, because you probably have most of what I have. So, yeah, if you want to just run outdoors quickly, you won't get enabled. But this is gorgeous. And I just mentioned you, Kathy, by the way. I said you probably have all these plants out in your actual garden. You probably do. All right. And the next one that I have two of her books, Mary Jo Koch. I think it's Koch. I went to school with a kid with that name and he pronounced it Koch. These books are also incredibly inspirational. This is Seed, Leaf, Flower, Fruit. She also has a bird nest. I don't know. I didn't get it out. But anyway, these books as well, I think, are unbelievably inspirational. I bought this one used. It used to be a library book, obviously. But even that inspires me. So I'm just going to flip through it quick so you guys can. Now, see, I want to put that in Stinky Journal. Blow that up, draw it. In fact, if I don't mark it right now, I'll wonder later where it was. So all my books have bookmarks throughout them. Okay, I will come back to that because I would like to recreate that in my Stinky Journal. And Stinky Journal is a journal that Eileen made me buy, of course. And when it came, oh my God, I took it out of the packaging. Ugh, it stunk so bad. And I've worked in it on stream. You guys have seen it. That is really cool too. See, everything I look at, it's just like, oh, I got to do that. I got to try it. I got to, yeah. And I'm glad that Dee Dee showed some of CB's artwork on her stream this morning. I'm glad that Eileen bullied poor CB into showing it because I hadn't seen any in a long, long time, but I'm glad CB complied and did it. Foxglove, this makes me think of last year's Inktober, which is going to be here before you know it, you guys. And I haven't decided. Oh, look at that beehive. I want to do that too. Iris. Little baby violets. Yeah, so this woman I think is very inspirational. And I think her work, it's not so perfect as in the Botany for the Artist, right? And I think you finally come to realize, especially with flowers, because every one of them's different. Your work doesn't have to be perfect to be awesome, right? Look at, there's a bee butt. Little fly. He's down in the Venus flytrap. Hi, G. Brody. Right now, we're just looking through books for inspiration. Mushrooms. I love to paint and draw mushrooms. See, I could just pick anything out of any of these books and just draw. I don't know. And there's a lot of new people here. Have a lot of you seen the Inktobers from last year that I did? The seed packets? $32.95, $32.85 on Amazon. Are you looking in the used books? Because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't pay $32 because I'm pretty much a cheapskate. But now the Andrew Loomis book I did pay for. And then I found out it's free online. But I'm glad I have the book anyway. I don't care. It's not like I do it every day. Almost every other day. So yeah. But this woman, I really, really love her too. And I actually think, I'm not sure, but I might have found out about her from Kathy Arbor. So there you go for more inspiration. And then the other ones that I got out, let me see. I'll look at this one next. Drawing flowers. This one is probably more reasonable. Don't know where I got it. Probably have had it for 100 years. All right, half price books for $5 is where I got this. It wasn't you? Huh. Wonder where I saw that one. Well, you should take credit, Kathy, because you've enabled me so much that 90% of probably everything I have is your fault. And these are all in black and white. And before watercolor, probably graphite drawing was my favorite kind. I love graphite drawing. Now I'm into watercolor, so I'm doing graphite with watercolor. All right, let's see. Yep, I bought 2 drawing books that day. I spent $10.82. Let's see what date this was. 5/14/19 or 2014. Oh, that was way before Robert had his leukemia, so I must have been there at another time. But see that? We could draw that really easy, you guys. We could draw any of this. And then after you get the sketching down, it really doesn't matter what medium you use to add the color, whether it's acrylic paint, watercolor, colored pencil. I think then it's just up to you. Pan pastels, oil pastels. But even just the graphite drawing itself, to me, that is just gorgeous. And I love the shading and everything about it. And see, to draw this, he drew the, or he, she, whoever, cut the paper just in half. Kind of did the grid drawing thing I was talking about, but made it so that you could draw just what's inside those 4 boxes. And Kathy Arbor has also shown another kind of grid drawing in her beginning drawing classes. You can look her up on YouTube here in chat. Cass 1415, I believe, is it. But she did some beginning drawing classes where she used grids and stuff like that. So that will really help your drawing skills. Coneflower, I've drawn a ton of those. And iris, I love to draw iris. Tulips. So yeah, I think florals are a great place to start too, because everyone's different. When they look at your art, they're never going to say, oh, well, that you really screwed that up. How do they know? But drawing from actual nature is really fun too. You just picked up the book on used Amazon for $7.69. See, that's just it. I think if you buy on the used Amazon, you could get really good deals. I bought a ton of books. And then I'll show one more. Let's see. Do we want to show Botanical Sketchbook? This one is a great book. Well, there's 2 more here that I think are worth your time if it's something that you're interested in doing. This one I got at Hobby Lobby at some point. Probably used my 40% off, because usually that's what I do. Botanical Sketchbook, a guide and inspiration for any botanical artist. Marianne Scott with Margaret Stevens. And honestly, you guys, I have all these books, and it's rare. I mean, I look through them mostly with you guys. So I like this, where they're testing out colors. I need to do more of that, I believe. And these are all watercolor. So, yep. Look at that iris. That's gorgeous. It's all just so pretty. How could you not love it? Look at that one. Mixed composition. A whole bunch of onions. They made onions look pretty. That's gorgeous. Wouldn't you love to create that? I think all you have to do it is just sit down and do it. Look at that. That's gorgeous. You just got to do it. So today we'll just draw a few flowers, get you started. Hopefully they'll be easy. Nobody's going to be too overwhelmed. I won't be. If they don't turn out, Honestly, it's paper and pencil. All right, one more, and then we're gonna. This one is, I haven't had this. Well, I don't know. How to draw flowers and trees in simple steps. And you can see I had planned to do a lot out of this one. Let's see. This again gives you simple steps, much like the one I'm going to work in today, where you start simple and just build up until you've got something like that, right? I think when you do stuff like this, you find that it's not so overwhelming, you know? Like we won't go buy them anyway. Well, that's probably true. Because I know if I was watching, yeah, my basket would be full. But just don't be over, intimidated, I guess is the best word. Just jump in and do it. And if it doesn't turn out to your satisfaction, date it, put it away, and try it again later. And if you keep practicing, there is no doubt in my mind that you will get better. Julie Topaz is a perfect example of that. You're such suckers. Well, you can say you're suckers, but I think now that I'm older and retired and don't have a job and kids and everything to fill up my life every day, I am so thankful that I have a hobby that I can pursue that is relatively inexpensive, but that I can fill up days and days and days and days. And as I've gotten better, now I'm not afraid to share my art. I just think we should thank our lucky stars that we have a hobby. And then beyond that, that we've got a community online where we can share everything with people that of a similar kind of mindset, right? Hi, Eileen. You're lurking today? I'm sure glad that the storm didn't get you, Eileen. I watched all weekend. Well, and now I'm still watching because it's headed up the coast toward Robert's daughter's place. So, yeah. So you lurk away. You've had a stressful weekend. But look at this one. Like, if you just did it in those steps, there's no doubt in my mind that any one of you couldn't draw that. Name of this book again is How to Draw Flowers and Trees in Simple Steps. Dennis John Naylor, Janet Whittle, and Penny Brown. Now, I don't know which parts of which, but it's all much the same, where you could literally, any of us could draw any of it. Yeah, pray that Kimberly will be okay. Kimberly's in the line of it too, so it's going right up that East Coast, and it's going to bring a lot of rain, a lot of flooding. Like, if we haven't had enough already, like, give us a break. Since March, it's been nonstop, non-freaking stop. It's time for us to get back to normal. Okay, I have this page marked, so I was probably, I don't know what I was going to do. I should just sit down and start at the beginning and draw everything in the book. And maybe that's what I'll end up doing with this Paul Rubin journal. The thing is about this Paul Rubin journal, look at the size of it. It's real small. So I'm going to get like one small flower per page, but that's okay. Have you used coupons on books at Michael's or Joann's? Michael's does not let you use coupons on books. And I don't know about Joann's. I rarely go into Joann's anymore. And I'm thinking right when I stopped going regularly is about when they got a book section in. When I used to go, they didn't really have a good book section. So to go to my Joann's, you have to go to the mall, walk through the mall to get there, and I'm just not a mall person. I'm just not. So I like Hobby Lobby. Robert can drop me off at the door. I go running in like this. Woohoo, I'm in Hobby Lobby. Woohoo, got a 40% off coupon. Woo, what do I want? What do I want? Go to the books. pick out a book, and that's my shopping. That's exactly how I shop, and I'm okay with that. All right, so let's draw, because this has really inspired me now. I want all of them. I want to do all of them. Hi, She Spins. Okay, here we go. We're going to work out of this one because I have not done anything out of it. And it's probably, I should put the dates that I get these books so I kind of know. You want to start out, I don't know. I want you guys to draw along. So Lena can't because she's cooking. She could draw it with spaghetti sauce. Okay, Brooke is saying, hi, Brooke, that Joanne's won't let you. It's probably hard on books because there's not a large margin on books. And I'm actually a little bit surprised Hobby Lobby does it, but I'm glad they do because I've gotten some amazing books that way that I wouldn't have seen or probably been able to justify otherwise. But when you figure it's 40% off, how could you not buy it? Now, I don't know. Sometimes Dee Dee was telling me the other day that Michael's has changed their coupon policy where they don't give the 40% off a single item anymore. They're giving you like 10% off your entire purchase, or something's changed with their coupon policy. But again, I rarely go into Michael's because I haven't found anything in Michael's that I wanted in so long that I just quit going there. They eat fast today, so you're playing along. Woohoo! All right, we just need to pick a flower now. Let's see what I have bookmarked in here. Okay. Do you guys want to do a wreath? A floral wreath? Hell, let's try that. Looks simple enough. My boys used to eat fast too, Lena. I mean, it was barely on their plate before they were already eating it. And I'm going to use, and this is not in color, so I'm going to get to choose the colors when I'm done, which is way cool. Your Hobby Lobby has a poor selection of books. See, mine has like 3 end caps now that are nothing but books. So my guess is each manager gets to figure out what their loss leaders are, and that would be my guess. But my Hobby Lobby has a good selection of books, and the best thing is it seems like every time I go, they've got, of course, I only go, once a month or less. They always have new ones that I haven't seen before. Okay, so I said I'm going to draw with the draft tint. Water soluble, so they're going to disappear. You could also draw with just watercolor pencils, right? Tambit's going to draw along. Thanks, Tambit. Yours won't accept competitors' coupons anymore. My guess is after this whole corona and being shut down and everything for so long, I'm going to say that you might see a lot of those companies changing their policies because they have how many months of margin to make up now. I mean, yeah, like if they're not selling stuff, their costs aren't going down, but their profits aren't going up. So, all right, I think on this one, I'm going to draw the wreath on the front page, and then I could put this book belongs to or something in there. How about that? Now I have to decide, do I want to orient the book this way and flip through it like this? Yeah, I think I'm going to, because it's a different orientation, so why not? And I will draw with the green gray. Let's see. Yeah, why not? The green gray. I haven't used these graph tints as much as I want to, so that's why I'm doing that. All right. So it says to, oops. Let That means it's stuck to the back of my book. And then for watercolor, I'm going to use the Mission Gold. All right, so here we go. I'm going to try and keep both of these. I'll go ahead and bring you guys in a little bit. So hopefully you can see what's in the book and you can see what I'm doing about it. How does that look, you guys? Is that okay? Ah, Tam, that's so good. Tambit just retired. I think you were a teacher, weren't you, Tam? She's in a workshop with a laptop set up on your cleared and organized table. Yay, you. That's why we work so hard our whole lives. So at some point we can do that, right? All right, so it says to start out with just a circle. So I'm going to, the best of my ability, draw a circle. Not exactly centered, but we're not going to worry about it. And I'm drawing kind of light because I don't want much marks left when I'm done. Okay, so start out with your circle. Okay, up here about 1 o'clock, we're going to start kind of putting in the flowers. So I'm going to keep drawing with this gray green. So up here in about 1 o'clock, if this looks like a clock, go ahead and draw kind of an oblong circle. Down here at 6 o'clock, draw a bigger circle. And about 7:30, another smaller circle. So that's how it looks at this point. You're so looking forward to retirement. Man, it's something you'll never regret. I can't imagine people who say, I don't know what to do with myself all day long. Are you kidding me? I don't know. Those people don't make any sense to me because I promise you, I have never had a day since I retired where I said, what do I want to do today? If I want to lay in bed all day, I can. I mean, honestly, it's just like the freedom is amazing. Now, the whole money thing is a different deal entirely, but having the freedom of time, OMG. Yeah. All right, so down here in this one, I'm going to go ahead and use my kneaded eraser to make my circles just a little bit. Of course, these are going to disappear too, but I'm going to make my circles just for me a little bit lighter. This just a kneaded eraser, picks up graphite, picks up pan pastels, picks up everything. These are like magic, actually. Devin, did you ever go get yourself a new one? If you didn't, I'm going to mail you one. I swear to God. Your husband needs to find a hobby. See, that's the thing I think the mistake that a lot of people make, Devin, going into retirement is because they've always worked and they've never pursued a hobby. They retire and they're absolutely lost. They don't know what to do with themselves. And see, Robert is helpful to everybody around, but he likes mechanics. Like Robert stays busy morning till night as well. Okay, so I'll start up in this corner. Let me show you guys what we're going to draw. I'll put it up close and then you can, if you need to see it closer again, I'm going to start with this one up here where you're looking at a, I don't know what you would call 3/4 view of the flower. Yours doesn't have to be, mine's not going to be that detailed. I'm going to get the basic shapes. Okay. And then I'll do the detail. So the way I would break that down is I'm going to go ahead and envision about 1/3 of that where I'll try and keep the petals, the back side of the petals that you can't see. And if you're using graphite, don't worry about it. You can always erase if there's a part of it you don't like. Okay, the skeleton of any drawing looks like crap. You have not gotten a new one? Devin? Hi, Deborah. Devin, do you have my email from last time? Send me your address, because this has gone on way too long. All right, there's my flower. I will soon. All right, I'm going to move on to this one down here. If you need me to slow down, say so. All right, so here's the center of the flower right in here. Okay. I'm trying to keep my hands out of this, you guys. This one's just a 5-petal flower, so, I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that, right? I'm making mine actually bigger than my original circles were. And I know it's hard to see because I'm drawing light and the camera hates white. You forgot to get one. You'll get one next time you go to Michael's. Put it on a list. Okay. Yeah, I do. I'm going to leave this one here. I was going to move this over a little bit, but I want a lot of greenery around here. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave this one down here. And this one down here, I'll hold it up so you can see it. And if you're drawing along and playing along, please post your photos so I can see. Here's what we're going to draw. It's like a 6-petal flower and with petals outside of it. So just take it a piece at a time. You guys, it was 64 degrees when I got up this morning. 64 degrees in Oklahoma in August. What the heck is going on? Where's all this global warming? I'm not kidding. I can't believe. Hi, Sticky Art. 64 degrees. That's insane. And mine are going to touch now, but I don't care. It was never my intent to make it look just like the other one. If I wanted to do that, I honestly would graph it. That's kind of what makes me decide whether or not I'm going to graph something, is how close to the original I want it to be. So there you go. And I know when I bring that up, it gets really fuzzy. I just noticed that. Let me I'm going to mess with this camera real quick while I'm watching. Because even the color is wackadoo. That's my, yeah, see, as soon as I turn on that auto white balance, it gets normal. Yeah, that looks more normal to me. All right, let's try that. And I know what I'm seeing on my screen is not what you guys are seeing, so we're just going to do our best. All right, so now we're going to start the leaf part of it right in here. Don't even try and do what they've done here, and especially my working so small. You get the general idea of what's going to happen is you're going to just draw some leaves going around that curve. Oops. Now I'm not going to draw the little circles on. Okay, now I'm going to move over to the other side. Wish it would focus. Let me try again. Okay, I'm going to hold this up. I'm going to look at my phone this time. It's focusing on just one part of the book, which is crazy. Okay, I'm going to give that a second until I can see it. Okay. Focus, you freak. Where is focus, you freak? See, on my screen it's so focused. That's the frustrating part. Is on my screen when I'm looking at it, it's looking totally focused, and then you guys are saying it's not focusing. Now in this light part of the screen, Dorothy, it's not going to. So, but out here where we're drawing next, I wish it would. I wish it would, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to have to buy a new camera or what I'm going to do. All right, can you guys see that up there? That's what I'm going to draw next. And I'm not making mine look like theirs. I guess if I was paying attention to anything, it's going to be just balance and how it feels. Does it feel like it? And I'll just keep going around the whole circle. There's the wreath. Does the second branch have any berries? No, it doesn't. Well, that first section we did has some, it almost looks like little wheat stalks, CB. The second part doesn't. And then the third part does again. So yeah, I would say put those wherever you kind of feel like you want them. I'm going to probably fill in with watercolor. And down here, when I'm just looking at this, okay, now is when I would probably maybe critique or do something like that. The way it feels right now is it's very weighty down here at the bottom. So I might draw more greenery up here, just depending on how it feels after I get some color on it. But you got to remember, like when I put the green up here, that may change the weight too. So just wait and see when you're done where you have to make any composition changes. And I think that just kind of comes with either practice or you'll know when it feels better or right. Okay, now they've added a few more buds of flowers out here, which I'm glad. And she's kind of got them going a funny way. So draw yourself a stem out. I'm interested to see how these how the graph tint is gonna mess with the watercolor as I paint it. All right. Okay, there. And then the last one is just where she's drawn the detail into the letter or the leaves and stuff like that. We're going to leave that for very last. And I might go in with ink later. We're just going to see. Right now, we're just going to watercolor because that's why we're here. Not really. I'm going to lift up some of my color. But I'm interested to see how that's, I hope it just doesn't take over everything is what I hope. But if it does, it does. All right, what color flowers do we want? Here's the Mission Gold. I started out with the 24 color set that Scooby-Doo, which I haven't seen Scooby-Doo today. She wasn't at Dee Dee's, or she was. She wasn't there when I was there. Hey, Kenny. Hi again, Gail. But anyway, she sent me the 24 Mission Gold paints. I love these paints. They're not really, really high end, but their pigmentation is amazing. I love them. And I would actually recommend them to anybody. And then Z and I worked out a trade where if I would send her, because I guess she didn't want to do the pans herself. I don't remember. But anyway, we somehow worked out a trade where if I sent her the original 24, she would send me the additionals to make up a set of 36, right? Or whatever. She ended up sending me more than I expected. I know that. So anyway, that's why this palette is kind of weird, is because this is the original 24 Mission Gold. This is the additional, what, 12 or whatever. I know she sent more than she was supposed to. Anyway, that's how I ended up with these. And I haven't really used them much, the ones that Z sent. But if they act anything like the original Mission Gold, I'm going to be in love. And because I'm working real small, I'll work with this number 6, which may still even be a little bit big, but I think it's the smallest one I have that I like. I need to get a number 1 really good paintbrush is what I really need to do. Because I've got 6, 8, 10. I got a bunch of them. And I did put all my paintbrushes in my that vase that I showed you guys, and I love it. It's so pretty. It looks like a real artist lives here. All right. And I did get clean water. Just forgot to put it on my table. And I need a tissue or something to sop up my water. And what I use for that is the backing off of napkins, usually. Why dreaded morning glories, she spins. I love morning glories, and deer really love morning glories. They eat them like little pigs. I have a hard time growing mine because the deer eat them faster than they can grow. All right, here we go. Now the orientation really doesn't matter, right? Oh, I'm pretty sure CB won't mind what you call her, Kenny, because I'm sure I've called her a lot worse. All right, here's my cheat sheet for the Mission Golds. I think I'm going to do the greenery first. I'll start with the sap green. That's probably my favorite green. And then either shade with hookers or olive. I don't know. No, we're going to use the sap. The Mission Gold paints re-wet so nice, you guys. Like, even though they're not the high end, they just re-wet beautifully. And these I think it's called Meaden. I don't remember. But if you're looking for a new palette for watercolors, these ones with the slanted wells are awesome because they give you a great place to dip and then kind of wipe off the excess, and then the excess paint goes right back down in. I love these wells that are slanted. It is a cute watercolor journal. It's Paul Rubin. I've not used the paper yet. I'm going to tell you here momentarily what I think of the paper. You're going to find out. So we're going to start out with, I'm trying to keep everything where you guys can kind of see it. And I'll bring you in a little bit since I'm going to be painting now. And you can see the drawing a little bit better, maybe. I'm in as close as I can come unless I start moving the camera. Okay, this I'm doing wet on dry. This you can control your paints a little bit better. I'm eager to see how the graph tint either enhances or detracts from the watercoloring now. Might take me a little while into this before I get a real feel for the paper. But so far, so good. And I'm working small, you guys, which I don't mind so much. And if you don't have watercolors, now this, you could even use like Crayola brand watercolor. I do that. But you could use Crayola for this. I mean, you don't need anything special at all. Okay, don't be like me. Okay, I started here in the lower right-hand corner. When I'm going to work around, what's going to happen? My hand is going to end up in that wet paint because I'm a dumbass. That's all I got to say about that. CB, you don't need to agree so readily, okay? Just saying. I can read that girl's mind. Or Eileen. Eileen would be thinking the same thing. I'll come back in here with other colors later. I do like small. You have to run. Bye, Devin. It is a good design, Gail. If you're in the market, I would say this is probably one of my favorites. Now, my all-time favorite, of course, is my wooden one because I just love the way it looks. It just looks old, well used. But yeah, amazing design palette right there. Never more like Eileen. Oh, CB, look at you looking all acting all perfect like you wouldn't, whatever. I can't really tell what the graph tint is doing. It's leaving a little bit of a dark edge. It is dissolving, which is cool. I like that. And it's leaving a little bit of dark around the edge, which I like. So I'm glad I did that. Because this is a small journal, I'm just going to turn the journal rather than put my hand, me. You know, CB. No, but I was really happy that Dee called you out this morning about your artwork. So I hope when this little Paul Rubin journal is all done, it's going to have a whole bunch of amazing little florals in it. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but I think I'm going to make it primarily florals. You've had way too much water. Oh, you were shocked about Dee Dee calling you out? CB, we've all been telling you for years that your artwork is amazing. I have a little Asian. I should try and pull that out. I think I actually removed it from the ATCs that we swapped, but I have a little Asian girl that CB drew. Oh my God, it's one of my very favorites. She did so amazing on it. And I'm pretty sure it was an ATC swap that we did. Some of you might be getting mail in the next, either today or the next couple days, so watch your mailbox. I got everything promised out in the mail last Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember which day I went, but if you're expecting something from me, it is on its way. Yeah, Tambit knows. Tambit's been with you. If I could have one thing, I wish we all lived closer so that we could travel and see each other and art together, you know, like I would love to go to CB's studio and sit and art with her and play with her art. I'd love for you guys to come over to my house. Amy, of course, lives close and she comes over and arts with me occasionally. Eileen, not Eileen, Elaine used to when she lived close. But yeah, if I could have anything, it would be you guys coming over so we could sit and yak and art and lie to each other. That would be my favorite thing. I'd love to go to Dee Dee's and art with Dee Dee. Can you imagine? That would be like the best thing ever. CB deserves a big head. She's earned that big head, girl. No, you can tell that Dee Dee or CB's put in the time. Same with Dee Dee. They've done the time and their artwork shows it. You see how much paint I can hold in this little paintbrush? That's a good paintbrush that you can just practically paint forever. Doesn't leave blobs. Easy to control. Yeah, that's a good paintbrush. I did buy the Paul Rubin paintbrushes. I am not a huge fan, you guys, and it could be that I just need to use them more. I don't know, but I've been really happy with all their products. But their paintbrushes, save your money and buy the black velvets. These I don't think you could be disappointed with. And we won't even talk about the ones that Patty Tully Parish has. Okay. What color flowers do we want? Need some iced coffee since Robert was good enough to bring it to me. You say that all the time with your color book friends. It would be so much fun, wouldn't it? I mean, Amy and I have a really good time when we're sitting here just yakking away, arting together, using each other's stuff. Okay, She Spin says purple blue. Purple blue is my colors. Tambit did pink and orange. Morning Glory colors, pinky blue. Okay, pinky blue. Let's do this one first. This one has, thinking. All right, I need to get out a different plate because that one's really nasty. And I might want to mix. So we'll just use this little one where it can sit right here. Because Morning Glory blue is actually kind of a purpley blue. And then I also have pink Morning Glories. So I'm going to use, let's see, I can't see. I'm going to use a very light Prussian blue. And I know I'm going to wish that these were in the slanted. And probably the deep violet. Nope, we're going to use the bright clear violet. Just a little bit of it. And I'm still unsure enough of myself that I keep scrap paper close by and I test it first, especially when I'm working in a journal and you don't get a second chance at it, you know? Yeah, I want to go real light. All right, we'll do that one first. Because I'm going to mix on the paper, I'm going to go ahead and get this wet first. And on the flowers, we'll go ahead and do wet on wet because I like the way the colors mix on the paper. And I didn't really clean my brush, so I'm getting a little bit of the blue, but that's okay. I don't really care. We'll see how that green works with that blue and purple. I love that Prussian blue. That is pretty, pretty, pretty. And these paints are so pigmented. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how diluted I have these right now because they're so, so pigmented. I think I'm going to do this one maybe pink. I'm going to do these two blue, this one pink. And I'm introducing very small amounts of the purple at this point. Check chat real quick. Hi, Erica. Thanks for coming. I don't know why I'm holding that up so you guys can see it. It makes it really hard to paint. And it doesn't look like the outline is, God, I really like that. It's not dissolving completely, but it's leaving just a little bit of dark around the edge, which I really like. Remember, it's going to dry lighter than it shows right here. Name of your palette, please. The actual palette itself with the slanted wells, is that what you're wanting? I think it's Meeden, Meeden. It actually came with the Mission Gold paints. If you order the set of 24, it actually comes with this palette. but I know the Meeden, Meeden, makes a similar palette with the slanted wells. And I would recommend, if you're gonna get it, or if you're looking for a palette, that's the one I would recommend every time. Every time, I would recommend those slanted ones. Yep, I would. They're just so nice to work with, and I think you have less waste paint with them because you're wiping your brush, and the excess is running back down into the paint. So yeah, I love it. I think I've said that 500 times now. Okay, I'm going to do this one up here in blue as well. Cat hair. Don't charge extra for the cat hairs, you know. Again, I like that wet on wet, so I'm going to go with that. I think I know why I'm keeping this held up is when I put it flat, I have a terrible glare. Pretty much obliterated my drawing. I mean, I can barely see it. You guys probably can't at all. Moving the book back over here. And keep in mind, these will get more detail when I'm done. This one down here is not entirely dry yet, so if I want to add more color in specific areas, now is a good time to do it because it's not going to spread wide. But you're not going to be able to see edges yet because it's not completely dry. And that with watercolor it's an awesome thing, but it's kind of tricky and it takes a while to learn that. But when you do, it's just like, oh, that's awesome. I like that. I'll let that dry a little bit, maybe add a little bit more blue. Yeah, I'm going to have to wait, I think, for that to dry just a hair. Well, that's drying. We'll go ahead and do the pink one. I'll stay away from that edge as best I can. I'll be a little bit more careful on this one because I don't want that green to dirty up the pink real bad. I wonder what color pink I want. The pink morning glories I have are like deep, deep pink, kind of almost fuchsia colored. Yeah, I think I'm going to do almost all of my sketching with those graph tint pencils. Lena, do you have those graph tint? Too late, your box is already on its way, but so now I just told Lena there's a box on the way, Lena. I have tracking until it leaves the United States. After it leaves the United States, no more tracking. So I don't know where the holdup is going to be. This one is not exactly a morning glory, obviously. Too many petals and junk. All right. My choices of pink in the Mission Gold are Bright Opera or that violet pink, and both of those are too eye splitting. So I'm going to go with the quinacridone permanent rose, really light. You got something for me too? I love fibs. Fibs are the best people, honestly. Okay. Let's see how light that is. All right, that's light enough. I'm going to do it all one solid color, and then I'm going to come back in after it dries and put the highlights just where I want it. And hopefully that green won't migrate too darn much. If it does, I'm going to be pissed. But all I can say is, my bad. And you guys, I'm still avoiding TV, news, everything. Do yourself a favor and do that. Honestly, I can't even begin to express how much more pleasant my life is without outside influence. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I don't miss it at all. Yeah, do yourself a favor. Blow all the buttholes off. And get one friend that you can call on the phone and bitch to. And Lena, I don't want you buying. Oh, now see, I just thought of something because you've had to endure coronavirus baloney. You should not be spending your money on anything for me. Take it back. Get your money. That's the thing. I think that's why I quit watching the news and everything is because I see so many small businesses, small business owners, people who have worked a lifetime for what they had and they're losing it. And that absolutely breaks my heart. I was a small business owner at one time. I owned a print shop. And believe me, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of money. It was a lot of worry. It was a lot of stress when, you didn't know if you're going to be able to make that next press payment or collator payment or whatever you had come and do. So yeah, I think that's part of the reason is my heart was just every time I turned on the news, my heart was just broken. So yeah, as a basic layout, I'm liking this a lot, and I'm glad it's the front page of my journal. All right, I think I'm going to do, that's definitely going to be pink. I think I'm going to do pink, pink, blue. Yeah, I think so. I think working small is as hard as working big. Big kind of scares me, but small is just as bad. Everything is from my stash. I'm on a low spend, so I went treasure hunting and found something with your name. Oh, Lena, now that makes me really happy because I don't want you spending nothing. I don't really want anybody spending nothing, except that every time I go shopping, I call it stimulating the economy so I can justify almost anything. Yeah, that's pretty much been my way of looking at it. The next part is probably my favorite, where you get to start adding your detail. This almost makes me want to say, okay, get out the colored pencil. I like the colored pencil, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna use a watercolor on it. And I think I've done enough now that I can kind of tell you what I think about the Paul Rubin journal. I like it. I like the paper in this. And I've done some of each. I've done wet on dry and wet on wet now. Um, I like this paper. I like this little journal a lot. And I'm going to enjoy and looking forward to working in it. The paper dries fairly quickly. I don't have a huge amount of buckling. Not that I've used a lot of water, but the buckling is not bad. So yeah, I would say, and I don't remember what I paid for it, so I can't tell you it was expensive or it wasn't expensive or anything. Um, but I will say that yes, I like this journal a lot now. And I was really hoping I would. I really was hoping I would like it. I'm going to start putting in a little bit of detail now. And since I've obliterated my drawing, I don't think I want it quite that dark. Right now, I'm just adding it almost feels like no color at all. I can see it, but it just feels like there's almost no color at all. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks for lurking. I'm going to add a little bit more blue. Okay, now I'm getting a feel for if you had to rework something on this paper, I think you'd have really, really good success. So yeah, I'm thinking this Paul Rubin journal for a nice little journal. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Trying to decide. All right, I'm just going to go in with the dark, dark purple down in here. Or do I want the dark, dark? Nah, we're going to do dark, dark blue. Because we can make it up as we go along. That's how I feel. And I'll probably go back in. I probably will end up having to use some ink on here because it's so, so small. Not sure I'm loving that. But that's okay because we can always go back and refix it. I should have left the blue alone in the very beginning. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back in with detail with ink on this one, I'm afraid. That's all right. Use Derwent Inktense pencils. Hi, Anne. You have too many journals. Oh my God. Every one of us could say that. But you know what? I could say the same thing, but I am so not getting rid of them. Especially like TNs and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry if I got on off screen there for a minute. Okay. This might be too light. Let me see. I'll do the little one first, this side. So much of this, you just got to wait till it dries to see. Yeah, cat hair. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just make this whole bud darker pink because the cat hair messed me up. We'll let that dry and then we'll go back and rework it. This one I'm going to do the center yellow. So I'm just going to put in some shadows real quick. Hey, Joycey. Good to see you. My children and relatives will treasure them. Maybe. I hope. I hope. I hope. I don't know. We've gotten to be such a materialistic culture. Do people value homemade anything anymore or talent? I do. I mean, I totally treasure, things I have from my grandmother or my mother. Um, but I've also learned too that just because somebody else loves something doesn't mean you have to love it. Which then reminds me too that I did get emails from some of you about some of the stamps that I showed last week that you're interested in. And I'll be honest with you, I opened up all those emails and I have to say I was a little overwhelmed. And like I told Dee Dee, I read them and then I turned off the computer to give it time to kind of sink in. I maybe I'm just not ready, but I don't know. I have to say I was just a little bit overwhelmed about the idea of parting with him. And that's what I was just starting to say is just because somebody else loves something doesn't mean you have to love it or house it for the rest of your natural life. Um, and I have a little bit of that issue because I ended up with so much of my mother's stuff, thinking I would hang on to it for the kids, the grandkids, the nieces and nephews, blah, blah, blah. And what I'm finding is the nieces and nephews, I think they truly love my mother, but I'm not sure that they're interested in housing any of her stuff as either. And I'm certainly not going to pay to ship it across the country if they don't just really, really want it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But anyway, your mom made you a blanket. People like us do because we know the time, work, and love that goes into making homemade gifts. That's true. And I'm not sure, like, if young people today truly do value it. I don't know. I shouldn't be hard on them that way, but really, like, so much of this stuff I've housed thinking, oh, the kids will want it someday. I'm not sure if they do or not, really. Um, and by now, they've gotten their own stuff, and I don't know. But apparently, I'm not ready to part with some of it because when I actually got into actually doing it, um, yeah, I have to say I was just a little bit overwhelmed. So I just thought, well, don't deal with it today then. You don't have to. So that's what I chose to do, is just not deal with it right now. How about that? Okay, I'm really liking the way this pink flower is turning out. I think it's getting some good dimension. Better than this one for sure. All right, I'm going to let that dry. I'll come back with the yellow. Don't what? And there comes a point where I feel like, because I've heard Dee Dee say it so many times that, okay, at this point, I could sit and dink with this thing forever, but at some point, you just got to go, okay, done, done. Maybe I'll add yellow in the center of this one as well. I'm going to add some blue. Yeah, I think I'll like that better. Sometimes I feel like I'm just painting with barely colored water. Yeah, that's better. Bye, Jilly. Go have a great day. I lug around 1,500 model horses. I'm not a popular person when I decide to move. Tracy, I guess we all have our things, I got rid of a mountain of stuff when I moved here to Oklahoma. I mean, a mountain. Because it was the home that the kids lived in um, for most of the years they were growing up. Um, and it was a big house. Um, so when we were moving to Oklahoma, um, I had to make the decision to get rid of a lot of the kids stuff, like just all the kids stuff. And at some point you do it. And honestly, probably one of the happiest days of my life, because I gave so much of it to the Salvation Army. One of the happiest days of my life was when I just packed the garage with a mountain of stuff that we had accumulated, right? Jim and I, furniture, the kids' stuff, everything. And they came during the day. I think I had to take a day off work. But anyway, they came during the day and I was there by myself. And I didn't know how I was going to feel about getting rid of all of it, because it was just like we were leaving Colorado. The kids were staying. Here goes all our belongings. I wasn't sure, and I'm not a huge lover of things, as a rule. A few things I really treasure, but otherwise, nah, I'm just not a lover of things. And I didn't know how I would feel that day when they came to get everything. When that truck drove off, and I mean, it was practically a semi truck. It was, like one of those great big delivery trucks. And believe me, we almost filled it. I have to say, that was probably the most cleansing feeling I have ever had in my life. When all that stuff was gone and I knew I never had to deal with it again. I have to say that felt really good. So maybe I want that feeling again. Maybe it's time to get that feeling again of bye-bye stuff. Okay, I'm going to stick some yellow in here. And I'm going direct from the palette, so I'm getting some really, really rich color because I want that base color just really, really rich. And I'm going to do the same in here. Now, if I wanted this to appear really, really yellow, I could go in there with white gouache first and put down so that yellow would stay just as yellow can be. But I'm okay with it not being I mean, it doesn't look necessarily green, but it's not as bright as this one, and that's okay. By going in there, how I don't think you guys can see it, but that was really, really thick in there, and I hadn't gotten it real, real wet, so that when I added the orange to it, the orange did not spread. You're not ready to get rid of any horses, you know, and that's the thing is, I think we all come to it when we're ready. And maybe with some of Mom's stuff, excuse me, I'm just not ready. Now, when Jim passed away, I knew pretty much what the kids wanted of his. I packed it up the week I went to Colorado because I didn't know when I was going to be going back to Colorado, right? But I packed that up the very week I went to Colorado. That didn't bother me at all. And I guess it was because I was taking it to the kids and I knew the kids wanted it. So that didn't bother me at all. So maybe it's just getting rid of stuff that's going to strangers. I don't know. Honestly, you guys, I don't have a clue. I find it interesting. Just the psychology, I guess, of it. I don't know. But yeah. But I don't know if you guys watch Hoarders, but it's not uncommon that a death of somebody who you're incredibly close to will trigger what some of us would call that crazy flippin' behavior. So I'm not ready to go crazy yet. It might be too late in my case. Okay, I'm liking this, you guys. This will dry lighter than it is, so all right, let's work on some of these leaves. I'm about flowered out. Thanks, Tracy. All right, the leaves are so small, honestly. What did I decide? Am I going to use, which was the green I was going to use? Probably either the hookers or the olive. I think I'm going to go with the olive, and then if I need really dark, I'll use some of the Van Dyke. But I would say with these 36 colors of the Mission Gold, you've got every color you could really possibly ever want. So I'm going to go with the olive, which is this one. I'm going to have to get some tape or something and tape these down. Because they're moving all over and that annoys me. Wow, this doesn't look very dark in the pan. Let's see. Hmm. And then sitting here, I'm thinking, well, I wouldn't mind trying to do this entire painting again, only use like the Arteza paints. Like sometimes I think it's good to do the exact same painting multiple times with different products, and I think then you get a real feel for your products. Really, all I'm going to do, because really I'm working so small here, is put some veins in here and darken up the stems. Oh, I forgot to do the detail on that one. Woohoo. See, this is really delicate and nice to me. I like this a lot. Poor Eileen has been so sound asleep. I haven't forgotten about the little wheat things either, CB. I haven't decided if I want to do those. In a color or in green. I guess I could introduce a third color. See how it starts just looking so different when you start putting a little bit more detail in? And honestly, I think you could do this for hours. Keep adding more and more until, yeah, the whole page is full. Can't do any more. Robert brought in mail and I got a package from Dee Dee. I know what's in it, she told me. But I'm going to open it anyway. We're just going to take a little break here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm very excited. She said she sent it book rate, so she said it probably will get there for a week or two. I don't know when she mailed it. Oh, the 23rd. So, yeah, it's been over a week in transit. This crazy girl. All right. The decomposition book. This is where you put all your dead stuff. 100% post-consumer waste recycled pages. She sent me a decomposition comp book. Thank you, Dee Dee. You're the best. And it's printed with soy ink, and it's made in the USA. I love it. I love it. You always forget to leave white space or highlights. Well, the nice thing, CB, is you've got a white pen. You can always go back in and add it later. So there's always that. Thank you, Dee Dee. Guy, now see, then it's just like pressured. Okay, what am I going to use that for? I got to make it really, really special. I hadn't cleaned out my brush. I just made blue green. You can go back in and add it. Do you have probably one of my favorite whites, and I just threw mine away. Actually, I need to get a new bottle, is the Chinese white, CB. It's really, really thick in the bottle, but you can water it down. It's water soluble. So yeah, you can always do that. I'm going to clean that up because I'm going to stick my brush in it accidentally. Yeah, you can. The nice thing about white, and actually sometimes I think it's actually better to go back in and add your true white highlight later, or do it at the very beginning with some brisket. Thank you, Dorothy. Another journal. There you go. Another journal. I want to go ahead and do the outline of these. We'll let that dry because that actually, it's hard to make the determination while it's still wet. Always let it dry and you'll get a better feel. If you have a Copic white, it works great. Okay, all right, there you go. Copic opaque white. You might have to send me the specs on that, CB, because I literally just threw away my Chinese white the other day. I don't know if I didn't get the lid on tight or what, but it dried up and I probably could have reconstituted it, but I thought, you know what? It's never going to behave the same ever, ever, ever. So just get rid of it now. So I did that. And it's on my list of next time I order from Blick or someplace. And normally that sort of stuff I always order from a Blick or someplace because I really feel like occasionally you need to order from those stores because if we don't, if we go to Amazon for everything, there's going to come a day, mark my words, where those big box art stores are not going to be around for us. So occasionally I'm just like, even though I might pay a little bit more, or I might have to pay shipping or something like that, I just feel it's really, really valuable to order from them. So sometimes, well, same with Jet Pens, you know, sometimes I order from Jet Pens, even though I know I could get it cheaper somewhere else or from Amazon or something like that. But the truth is, I want those stores available to me. So it's my job to order from them. Just a reminder, because we should not put all the money in the world in the hands of Jeff Bezos. And I don't have anything against Jeff Bezos. I just think let's share the wealth, you know? It's harder for those small companies to make it if we don't support them. Is Chinese white and ink? Yes, Elaine, it is. And I'd like to show you the bottle, but I don't have it anymore. It comes in a little jar. It's thicker than ink. I don't know, maybe CB can tell you. I know she has it. Or has heard of it or seen it. But yeah, it's a little jar. It's called Chinese white. I don't know really what product. I've used it forever. Almost as a correction fluid as much as anything else. But it's a good white that you put on with a brush. I mean, you can also water it down and use it as a totally white ink. But when you water it down, you lose its opacity too. So you have to be pretty careful when you're watering it down that you don't totally ruin its opacity. But I'll try that Copic, CB, if you send me a link or something. I want that a little bit better defined. There comes a point too where I just have to tell myself, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. You've done enough damage. Leave it alone. Yeah, I know Blick has it. So you'll find it on Blick for sure. Absolutely. But now, okay, now you have to remember, I've been using that since back in the day, honestly. There are other products that work just as well now. Like a white Posca pen for most everything you do. You almost can't beat just a plain white Posca pen. So remember that too. And the other thing that I love so much, the white jelly roll isn't bad, but the white, what the hell pen do I normally show you guys? The Uniball Signo for small highlights. This is absolutely the best one in my opinion, but you have to get the one with the yellow on it that comes from Japan. But used to be you didn't have those products, you know? Now you have them. So am I done dinking with this yet? I need to add some more. All right, let's add the little dots. Don't have a huge amount of time left. All right, now I have to decide, do I want the... Nope, we want them to be green. We're going to use a real dark green. We'll use that Van Dyke green, I think. Yeah, Van Dyke is the really dark one. Hopefully this will work. Elaine, you need to get out of the house sometime soon and get your butt over here. I'm not sure I want to go to lunch in Grove, though, because they're having more coronavirus. I don't know if I told you, Joyce and Larry Duke have it. Yeah, who doesn't love a white Posca? Ooh, baby, they're the best. What did we do without them? That's what I wonder. That's when you had all the Chinese white and bought every freaking product you could possibly find. I don't do that anymore. Find one that works and use it. Kind of buggered that up, but that's okay. You get the idea. Little touches make all the difference. COVID cases are up again in my area. My sister's going to get tested. Oh, well, I'll keep your sisters in my prayer. Your sister in my prayers, Gail. It's a scary thing. Oh, I didn't do any of the greenery down here. Boy, am I a dumbass. Let's get that done. But don't ever forget, and this is the thing, you guys, that I don't think you're hearing enough of, the success rate of people who recover is 99.6 or something. So I don't think it's something we need to be afraid of. Be smart, but we don't have to be afraid because The majority of people, honestly, are recovering and doing really well afterwards. So, yeah, I wish they'd talk about that more because they've got everybody scared to death, and I don't think it's necessary. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go out looking for trouble either. You know, you got to remember I live with a man who just survived leukemia. So I tend to be really, really careful. But I don't think it's something we need to be deathly afraid of either. And I think that's the mistake we've made. I'm just making that up as I go along, you guys, because I didn't leave space there. The only Chinese white you, yeah, I think it comes multiple ways, Dorothy. The one I had, the one I always bought, I think it actually came from China or Asia, maybe Japan, but it was in a little pot, a little jar. But that little pot, if you got the lid back on and everything just right, flipping lasted forever. So I want some more little dots over here while that dries. I'm not putting too much paint on my paintbrush on purpose because I'm working so small, I don't want to lose control. If you did this bigger, I'd probably do it a whole hell of a lot different than I did on this, right? This is very girly. Agree, Painty Girl. Scared for mom. Yeah, now older people, and I would be scared for Robert because he does have a compromised immune system, but otherwise, just be smart. I mean, we don't have to be afraid. We really don't. And I'm not sure that we should be ruining entire economies for something that has a 99.6 or something. And I'm not sure what it is right now. Success rate. I mean, people live through it. We shouldn't be afraid. Doesn't mean I don't feel horrible for the people who have lost loved ones. I mean, it absolutely breaks my heart. Just be smart. I mean, okay. Now, as far as I'm concerned, there's probably a few little things I could do to make it better. I'm going to smooth out the shadows up here for sure. I think I'm not sure. I'm going to take some purple, like direct. I could use purple or black, really. Any dark, dark, dark color. But I'm going to use purple since I've used purple down there. And put in some little dots. Over that yellow for the center of the flower. And I might go in and add some black to that to make it really, really dark. Maybe some little bit of red. All right, give me suggestions. If you think I need to do something, did I overlook something? What I could have done better the next time? If you painted along or played along, I want to see it. I will take a picture of this and put it on Instagram. I think your brother won't let you leave the house. Yeah, I think if you're high risk, absolutely, you have a much bigger responsibility, undoubtedly. But at some point, and I don't know where it all ends. Does it end with herd immunity or what? I don't know, but I know something's got to give. You'll tweet yours. I'll tweet mine too. I might do. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to soften. Okay, watch for Lena's because she is so damn good at everything she does. Hers will be amazing, like amaze balls, I promise you. And I'll quickly review. I love the drawing with the graph tints. That may become a staple in what I do going forward. I love how it dissolves into the background. And I wish you guys could see up close how, for example, on the stems and the leaves, how it's left just a little bit of dark around the edges, but it almost acts like it's finishing the edges. So I love that. Here in the flower, other than this one little area, which I'm going to go ahead and erase right now before I photograph it. Where'd my baby, my Tombow? I'm going to go ahead and erase that off. On this watercolor paper, it looks like the graph tint is going to erase exactly like graphite, which is awesome, but I like the way it leaves just enough dark. Yeah, Tracy, me too. The graph tint, as a sketching medium, I like it a lot. One thing I'd like to try, and I don't want to do it on this page, obviously, and I might have a page in the back for testing different things. I'm not sure how lifting is going to work on this paper, so that's one thing I didn't get to try. Okay, hang on. Let me find a clean little napkin here. Okay, I can't show you. I did get a good look at the original Afraid of Bad Comments. Okay, Carla, if you don't want to put it out for general consumption, but you want some feedback, I've put my email out for everybody, Janet M. Young at yahoo.com. Send it to me directly, but don't be afraid of comments from the fibs. Really, I don't think any of them would ever give you a bad review. If you want feedback, I think I'm not going to offer Dee Dee, but Dee Dee's done it for other people. I would happily look at it, but I'll bet you $1 million it's better than you think. Okay, now that had completely dried. It is picking up pretty nicely. So there's another advantage for this paper is it appears to pick up pretty darn nicely. So, and I mean, I'm tickled that there is no more buckle than what I'm seeing here. That's awesome. So the good thing about that is it's only got 20 pages. The whole journal only has 20 pages. So if I want, I think I'm going to be able to work front and back. Another thing this journal has that I didn't mention is it is perforated here about, I don't know, not quite a 1/4 inch. So if I wanted to tear this out, I could tear it out really easily too. So yeah, I like the subtle colors of the graph tints, and I might go back in and do a little bit more, but overall, I'm pretty tickled with it. Let me see something here. And these are the colors that the graph tints come in. I probably wouldn't have bought these if it wasn't for Dee Dee. Honestly, I think she told me, you need to do that. It's like, okay, whatever you say, Mom. I'm just looking here. The 4th pencil in. The colors on the end of the pencil are not even remotely close to what the lead is. So yeah, you have to have a cheat sheet. Okay, I like that. So I can fix some of the shadows a little bit. Blick have graph tint. I don't know where. I'm sure Dick Blick will have graph tint. It's just a Derwent product. So anybody who sells Derwent products will sell the graph tint. I don't know how many colors are available. I bought the 24. I think it's got more than adequate colors. But yeah, I don't really know how many it comes. But this 24 set, yeah, to me, it's more than adequate. So yeah, I'll be doing more sketching with those, undoubtedly. And I might clean up some more of this, but I'm pretty happy with it. And a painting like this probably shouldn't take 3 hours, but you know me, I have to run off at the mouth a lot. Okay, Hobby Lobby has them. See, I didn't even know that. Well, if Hobby Lobby has them, take your 40% off coupons, because you'll get a really good deal if Hobby Lobby has them. For real. So I don't know. I hope Eileen had a great nap so that I could get this done. Thanks, Lena. I'm eager to see yours. Joycey, talk to the hand, yada, yada. Are you and Sophia having a little lover's spat there? Do I need to referee? I like it, but you guys see, and that's why I wanted to do something really, really simple so that any of you could sit down, draw this, paint it, and realize that you can do more than you probably imagine. If I can do it, you can do it, okay? Just saying. So I'm going to call it a day now. I'm eager to see what everybody did. I like when we work along. She's getting all snitty at me. Oh my gosh. So, Joycey, do I have to put you in the corner or send you outside? So I'm eager to see what you guys did. Yeah, I'm calling it a day. Thanks so much for coming. I appreciate you guys so much. You have no clue. Love the people that are around you. Be kind to each other. Yeah. You never know what tomorrow holds, so be kind. All right. Love you guys. I'm out of here. Show me your work. Do we want a hashtag? Oh, let's do a hashtag real quick. There is a paint with Kathy. I'll put it in the back of my book. So if somebody asks me again, hashtag, we can do paint with Janet. It'll be the only one of its kind, I'm sure. Paint with Janet, all lowercase. All right, let's do that one, okay? You like that? Thank you, Lena. Mwah. Thanks, Dorothy. Thanks, Safia. Folds hands and looks smug. See, Joyce, you're in trouble now. It's such a child. Oh my gosh, Safia. Anyone else stream tonight? I don't believe so, Dorothy. Paint with Janet. There you go, CB. Thank you. I'll go ahead and photograph mine when I'm done here. And I don't have too terrible a mess. All I got to do is put some books away and smell this bad boy. Ah. All right, I'm out of here. CB, what is that for? Candy, if you use a hashtag on any social media, hi, Kathy Bird. Well, this is what you missed. If you want to paint along, go back. And, well, actually, that's its orientation. Go back and paint along. But if you use a hashtag in any of the search features on social media, just type in search hashtag paint with Janet. Was it paint with Janet or painting with Janet, CB? Paint with Janet. It will search and find anybody who's used that hashtag, so you can see everybody's version of this really quickly, whether you follow them or whether you don't. So that's the advantage of having a hashtag assigned to something. And so from now on, I'll just try and remember that. Paint with Janet will be where we post anything we do together. Okay? But that's the advantage. So, all right, this time I'm really gone. I'm leaving. You guys go have a great day. Love you tons. See you. Bye.